How's it going, everybody? My name is Jack. I'm a commercial pilot and a flight instructor, and in today's video, you're coming along with me.
I'm Jack, a commercial pilot and CFI. Flying has always been a passion of mine, and I love being able to share that experience as a pilot and instructor for those who are curious about soaring through the sky. I hope you enjoy today's video, that you fasten your seatbelt, and that you enjoy the ride.
This app video is going to be a little different because I need to be interactive in order to actually explain what I'm trying to talk about today. So we're going to kind of turn into a little vlog as well as just a little explanation on some of these things. So hope you guys enjoy today's video. If you do, you go down below, like and subscribe. Really appreciate that. You can check me out on other social media platforms as well with my website and my Instagram down below. But with that being said, let's get into the video where we are going to be talking about Flighty. Now, why Flighty? Well, the reason why I'm talking about Flighty is with my newest job, I am needing a information software that is similar to FlightAware that gets me all the information I need for anything that I want to do regarding aviation and my trips. But on top of that, I need something that will actually give me alerts and tell me exactly what I need to do for every single trip that I'm going on. And that's where Flighty comes into play. Wanted to give a shout out to Paul from the Flighty team, who actually reached back out to me when I initially pitched him on this idea, as this was something that when you look through YouTube and you go through all these tutorials, you don't see really much of them from a flight crew's perspective. And that's the goal I'm going to try and make today, is make this video on a flight crew perspective video. So hopefully you guys enjoy, but shout out to Paul and Flighty for making this possible. Alright, so the first thing that I have with this app review is going to be basically on just how the app actually works itself. Alright, so this is where I'm going to set you guys down here, and I'm just going to kind of go through some of these things. So the app itself works in a really cool way where you have what's called your passport, and that's the first thing that comes up here. So the passport is really cool because it gives you a way to show you all of your flights all time, whether you've flown like 10 years ago or whatnot or before. You can actually go in and add flights. So if I were to do this, and if I were to go to add a flight to, let's say, Denver to Tampa, for example, right, I can go pick from the calendar and I can scroll as far back as I wanted to. Like, we can go back, let's say 10/5, so 10/5, and let's just go back to 2012. Look, it even has all the flights that you can go back then and add, as well as flights that are upcoming, which is cool. So that's really the biggest first point that I have with this app, is it gives you a passport of all your flights, but on top of the passport feature, and this is what I really think is cool, you have an actual map view of all your flights and where you've been, which is really fun. So obviously I live in Colorado, but I've lived in Maine and in Florida, so I've got a bunch of different airports that I've been in and out of all the time, and it just kind of gives you an overall map of all the commercial flights you've flown, and you put in, and then it gives it to you on here, which is awesome. It's not like ForeFlight where you have like your passport for all the flights in general. You can't really add GA flights, unfortunately, but you could put them in there if you wanted to as a custom feature. So that's something that you can do in your own time, but I'll get into that feature at a different time. But this is the first real thing about this app, is honestly just the digital passport aspect of it, which is super cool. So you have, on top of all your flights that you can add in, you've lost a whole bunch of delays. Like, you can show your hours. You've actually had delays and stuff, which is kind of crazy. It shows like your most flown airplanes. So like for me, I've flown a lot of United, Boeing 737-8, that's the one I have the most of, and then it shows you all your past flights, scrolling all the way through down here, which is kind of cool. So it's a good time. It's a really fun app, and it's something that is great to actually go through and actually have your perspective of commercial flights being just kind of at your fingertips to show people and friends, hey, this is where I've been to and this is where I'm going. Shows them all the flight information, which is really fun. But that's just the basics of the app, and that's where I'm going to take you with me on my trips and show you exactly how this app can be used from a pilot's perspective. So, till the next clip you'll see, we'll get into the next couple of perspectives on how this app can be used for not just anyone in general aviation or anyone in aviation period trying to commute from A to B, but as a pilot, and specifically why the pilot features are really, really nice. All right, I just got to the hotel after doing a couple trips, which was fun. Went to Phoenix on Tuesday, and then today we flew into Tampa and then dead-headed to Atlanta, as you can see the airport. I'm gonna change real quick, and then I'm gonna talk about some of these cool features that Flighty has, because I was using them today, and they're actually quite intuitive.
2 hours later.
Alright, so first thing that I want to highlight with Flighty on trips is there is a lot of cool features regarding notifications. So every single night I was doing something, I'd get a notification about A, if an airplane was changing, B, if a gate was changing, C, if times were changing for the airplane coming in or coming out. I mean, the app does a lot of cool stuff, and I'll show notifications of what it looked like on my phone. So this app is very informative in that respect, especially if you are an airline pilot trying to have a way to actually gauge the communication of knowing what to do and where to go. Huge in that respect. So that's probably one of the biggest things I have with using it in this way now. But the second coolest way, and this is what I'm going to highlight right now, is everything inside of the flights tab with your flight. So I'll show you kind of what I have on my phone right here, right? Everything that I have on here is based on what the flight is looking like. So it's got all the weather, it's got all the long layover stuff that I have. So right now I'm in Atlanta till tomorrow, and it just gives me all this information I need, which is really cool. I don't have to do research. That's the nice thing, is I don't have to sit, look at stuff on my own. It just compiles it all together in one simple area, and it just makes it so much easier. So that's really awesome with how this app is laid out. But the nice thing too about this, and this is what I think is really funny, I've been joking about it with my captain all day today, is the arrival forecast here, right? This is my trip for tomorrow. So tomorrow's flight. The arrival forecast for this is really funny because it gives you percentages on like what could actually happen versus like what actually may or may not happen. So like, for example, it's giving us a 31% chance of early, 24% chance on time, and then like all the way down the bottom you see it's in red for 45 plus minutes late at 28%. I don't think these numbers are fully accurate. I'm going to be honest. As the pilot of some of these flights now, it's solely in the control of A, the air traffic control getting us out, but also B, us doing our jobs to get out. And usually we are always on time, if not early. Like today coming into Atlanta, we were 30 minutes early to the gate, like absolutely cooking all the way over here. And the statistic for that was, I think, like 40% on time, maybe 50. So, I mean, again, it's sometimes accurate, sometimes not. But at the end of the day, it all just comes down to how overwhelmed air traffic control is and how well your pilots are at doing their job. That's really what it comes down with the arrival forecast. But this next feature that's right underneath it is the where's my plane thing. So that's what's really cool about this. You got all these different things that show you like where the airplane is coming from, where it's all going, a detailed timetable of how long the airplane's going to be gone for and everything, which is really cool. Yeah, it gives you a detailed timetable of just like all these statistics on when it comes in, when it lands, when it goes next. I think that's probably one of the smartest tools as far as trying to figure out how to actually base your time on getting to the airport. This whole thing of knowing your flights and typing it in is really cool. And it gives you all these features that once you type that flight in, it's honestly really cool. Now, I'll kind of walk you through how I got that. So we'll just type in a random flight. We'll just go that one. We'll just go here, right? Let's just say we're going to do this one. Okay, I type in this one here. Look what happens. It shows me my gate. Shows me the gate going into Punta Cana. Shows me the weather. I can change my seat if I wanted to. So it gives you statistics on your seats, which is kind of nice. It gives me a time zone change if there was one. It gives me in the arrival forecast, right? So you can see there's different percentages based on that. Gives you the airplanes, shows you what's going down there and what's not. And then it also gives you like where the plane is and then a detailed timetable of what that actually looks like going into it. It also has like their website for the airline you're on, the history of the route, and then any notes you have on it too. So in the end, it's just such a cool tool with what they have organized here. And it's something that I am so happy I got. Shout out to Paul again from Flighty for making this happen. Thank you so much for this. My goal is to just give the most honest review I have with this app, and as an airline pilot now, this is something that I just feel like people should know about. So again, if you have the money and if you have the time, I would 100% put the money into this app, as it is way better than FlightAware from trying to figure out all these flights and all the info on your own. You just get it right then and there once you type your flight in, which is cool. There's a couple more features that I'm going to wait to show, and I'll show that tomorrow when I'm at the gate. I'll try my best to film. But until then, I'm probably going to get some sleep here in a few. Going to go get some dinner. Then I got a long day tomorrow. But we got a nice little window view here. So we'll put a time lapse up before we get to the next segment with actually tracking your airplane and the similar features to FlightAware. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. another day, another part of the vlog. Just got into my next city, and we're kind of looking down. This is kind of cool, actually. Left early this morning and got here on the time zone around 10 a.m., which was kind of nice, but it was a total of around a 5-hour flight, so it's kind of my longest flight yet, but super fun. Enjoyed it. Now we get a whole day to just kind of chill and lay over, which is kind of great. So a couple more features that I have to go through still in this app, because this app is amazing. And one of them is actually from the developer himself. He told me to really highlight this feature, as this is something that he said, quote unquote, was a game changer compared to other apps. And I'll show you the email.
A few moments later.
He told me with their newest feature is called their airport intelligence. And this feature is really cool with how they put it into the app. So when it comes to airport intelligence, you got to look at a few things and how the actual app works. And this is where I'll kind of give an example with Flighty and how you actually would use it. So if I were to pull up this flight here from Denver to Jacksonville, right, I just picked it. You can see that we've talked about some of these features already, which is cool. But the biggest thing is actually the overlays in the intelligence with it. So for example, this updates tab right here, right? Normally there'd be a lot more in there, but that updates tab is not just where is your plane like FlightAware. This one actually updates you based on the weather, based on the NOTAMs at the airport, based on the other things that air traffic control gives delays out. There's a lot of interesting features that come with this updates feature. And I'll show you one of my flights here coming up that has it tomorrow. On this, right, it shows you that in this flight here, right, you can see the plane is supposedly coming in early, and it's gonna be on time the rest of the day coming into LA here. So when it actually does come in, it'll actually then update you if there's any delays, maintenance issues, and whatnot in the updates tab, which is nice to have as a passenger. The other feature that I wanted to just highlight quickly is the weather feature, and I talked a little bit about it last time, but the intelligence also goes into just these weather with the time changes, how long of a layover you could have. It's very interesting to just see how this intelligence like builds in to this whole software. And when you actually look at like the detailed timetable here, for example, the detailed timetable shows you all of these extra things with NOTAMs and weather coming into play, and exactly how long it'll take your flight to get in and out of here, which is probably the best feature you could ever have in an app for something like this. So really, just kind of like to summarize this app in itself, there's a lot of extra features that they put in that not only show you where your airplane is and your gate, but on top of that actually gives you the real-time data that we as pilots are actually taking in to then give to you in a way that you can read it, because it's not the raw data, right? I have a picture of a METAR that I can kind of pop up on the left here. All that stuff is stuff that's code and language that we've had to learn over the years. You may not understand that, but as a pilot and as someone who knows what I'm talking about in this perspective, the app then takes that data, puts it into this interface with the app, so that way you as the passenger can actually understand it from a different perspective, but still getting the exact same data we're getting in real time, which not a lot of apps have done. So honestly, it's a great feature in how they've highlighted that. And the other thing too with it is, as a flight crew now, this also gives it to you in real time when you're not inside the airplane. And honestly, after flying in the airline for not too long, it's useful because you get all that information in the airplane and what you're doing, and not being in it kind of is hard to get all the paperwork and get all that stuff finalized. Well, Flighty then can give you just kind of the summary or the analysis of like what's going to happen in the app itself, which is awesome. And it gives you all the pre-routing stuff, which is great right before, so then you can hop in the airplane and then actually do what you have to do, to where all the paperwork, you are pretty much pre-informed with what's going to happen. You're doing a pre-game basically, which is kind of fun. But yeah, overall, this app has been really cool to use. I've used it on all my trips, trying to figure out what's going to happen, what's going on. We had a maintenance delay today. We had an air start the other day, so that was interesting. We had a bunch of different things going on that honestly put delays in the airplane and in the flight, as well as tail swaps too. So this app has updated me in real time, giving me these notifications to look at overnight, so then I'd be informed. Then I would just go to my company paperwork and see all these changes, but in the language I could understand, which is cool. So again, this app is well ahead of its time. I think it's something everyone should invest in if you are a frequent flyer or someone who's traveling a ton, whether it's for business or for leisure. It gives you everything you need to know when you need to know it. and it's such a great app to just have in your phone for real-time data. There's a lot of good things that they're updating here too in the future that I'm excited to see what comes out, and they're just continuing to improve it, continuing to revise it. And as much as it might suck to pay the price, I'm telling you, they're doing such a good job. They are a small team, so they have to charge something for their services and their work, and honestly, it's so worth it, right? End of the day, I would rather have this app over having to dig through 3 different apps to get everything at once. And it gives you notifications, which is even better, right? I don't even have to look. It just pops up on my home screen as soon as I wake up, which is awesome. So if you guys are looking for Flighty or looking for an app to download, I highly encourage you to get this app. It's huge, it's game-changing, and it allows you to just be informed when you need to be informed. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming in and watching this little mini vlog on my flights and using Flighty to kind of help with what happens and how it works. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hoping to make more videos like this here soon. I'm gonna definitely be commuting a lot more, so I'll try and make more videos of this style here as time moves on. And if you did enjoy this kind of video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate your info and all the comments that you guys respond. At the end of the day, I'm not making this because I like it. I'm making it just to help you guys out, to be informed, as well as just to help you guys out understand aviation a little better one day at a time. So if you did enjoy, please, I encourage you to do that. It'd mean the world to me. And if you guys want to follow me wherever else I do post stuff similar to this, I have an Instagram and a website linked down below. You can go check that out as well. Not much else there other than just other things that I'm currently doing, which is cool. So again, just other places you can find me. But with that being said, World Cup's going on right now. Brazil and Morocco are playing. I'm gonna watch that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini video. Shout out to Flighty once again for making this happen, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. See ya.